supposed to know beyond reasonable doubt that there's school in session.
And that's not even the basis for which
sir,
it's supposed to be.
You're going to be held in contempt. You're going to go to jail. It's not your turn to talk.
My rights have already been infringed as a member of this city.
Why did you leave the courtroom and then when it's
Because I'm next at 11 o'clock.
Okay, but if you're going to speak in the middle of this citizen's trial, then you need to leave, okay? Or you're going to be held in contempt.
If the court cannot operate within the confines of the law, it's not a court of law.
Okay, this is your last warning, okay?
I simply responded to your comment.
Okay, so no more talking while it's her turn for a trial, okay? All right. I know you've probably heard me talk about like signage too, and I know there's been some inquiry with the city council and the individuals who are in charge of signs, which is not me and it's not Libra, to maybe make a change. I don't know if there will be one, but the fact is that this is what we are left with, and it's actually lawful, even though everyone was very upset about it. There was school days from 7 to 5. And there was school that day for one of those schools. And so again, it's the court's job to determine whether a violation occurred. There's no mental state element, right? There's no intentionally knowingly recklessly. There's no culpable mental state. Which is why I see that you did not, I believe you, that you didn't know there was school, but that's actually not an element of a traffic violation.
But how am I supposed to know?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. From the school district says there's no school. I drive by, the signage in front of the other school says there's no school. The middle school has signage that is in Spanish. I don't read Spanish. So there was nothing for me driving through that proved to me that there was school in session.
Okay.
Without driving through the school parking lot.
Yeah, right.
Which is off the road.
Them up. Yeah, right.
Which is off the road.
Yeah.
And like, I drive by Oak Grove, I can see that school is in session before I ever hit the school zone.
Right. So I think what it comes down to, right, is what I was talking about before. Like when there's a question, like you've got to slow down. That's what the Department of Transportation says. And I know I sound like a broken record, and it's like we don't think, I'm not making you happy or making you feel any better about it, but that is the law, and the fact is there was school that day. And I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, right? But again, there's no culpable mental state in a traffic violation.
Yeah,
was there a violation? And there was, right?
I'm not saying anything about mental state.
Yeah.
It's facts.
Well, you're saying that you didn't know, right? That you didn't know there was school. But knowingly, like the fact that you did or didn't know, is actually not an element of a traffic violation. Like some people will drive down the road and the speedometer is broken, and they don't know. Right? So they think they're going to be doing it, but they're not. So it's kind of the same idea, right? You're violating the law. You don't know it. You're not intentionally doing it. You don't know that you're doing it. Your speedometer is broken. Yeah. But the fact that there's a violation is occurring. Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. Okay. You can appeal this decision to circuit court, right? You have 30 days to do that. We can give you a form if you want to have another trial. Do you want this to
No, I'm not.
Okay, because I'll get it back to you. I just want to take a copy of it first.
Sure, if you want to take a copy.
Okay.
I would like you to show it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm going to reduce your fine to now to $150, which is what it would have been if you would have done that. You can pay that in full later on. Okay, so 50 back 15, I'm going to do that really quick, and then I'll do the courthouse, and then we're all set. Okay. Okay. And you must be Logan Isaac. It is your turn now. Okay. So we can begin your trial, and I know you want to address the court and have some questions for the officer. Do you have any questions at the outset of how the procedure works for a bench trial?
I assume it's the court's responsibility to inform a party.
Yes, okay, so I wasn't sure if you were in the courtroom when I explained it before, but I'll do it again.
I showed up 15 minutes early to my 11 o'clock time slot.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So I didn't keep track of the times I've said it, but I've said it maybe 3 times this morning, so I wasn't sure. I didn't want to have to
I wasn't here.
Yeah, okay. So how a bench trial works is the lieutenant here, he is a representative of the city, and they're the plaintiff in the case. And so anytime, and you're the defendant, anytime there's a trial, the plaintiff always presents evidence first. And so we'll hear from Lieutenant Libra regarding why the citation was issued. And then after hearing from the plaintiff, you will have an opportunity, if you would like to ask him questions. You don't have to, if you would like to ask him questions, you'll have that opportunity. And then we call it cross-examination. And so then after you've asked questions, if you have any, you will have your own opportunity to present your own testimony and evidence to the court. And then after you present any testimony and evidence, then the officer can ask you questions if he has any of you. So basically, you each have a turn to present testimony and evidence, and then you would each have an opportunity to ask each other questions about that testimony and evidence. And then the plaintiff can present rebuttal evidence to the court. If there's any rebuttal evidence, you would again have an opportunity to ask questions about it. And then the case rests. The burden of proof in a violation proceeding is by a preponderance of the evidence. And what that means is the city needs to prove more likely than not that a violation occurred. So that's something different than beyond a reasonable doubt, which is the burden of proof in a crime. And this is not a crime, this is a violation. So the burden of proof is a lesser burden. Any questions about the burden of proof?
Is there anything below
Procedure.
preponderance?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Or the procedure in general.
First question, is there anything below preponderance of the evidence?
No,
So it's the lowest possible evidentiary standard.
it is. It's preponderance of the evidence. Above that would be clear and convincing evidence, and then the most serious would be for a crime, and that would be beyond a reasonable doubt.
And all other basic rules of procedure apply?
Well, not civil procedure, because in a violation proceeding, it would be the uniform rules of civil procedure.
I'd like to disqualify you for prejudice. Is that within my rights?
So you can make a motion. That would have needed to be like a pretrial motion, right? So we could have a hearing on it, but we can talk through it if you have a question.
I don't have any evidence that anything was done wrong. All I have is a piece of paper telling me to appear. As an innocent civilian, I fail to see what happened.
Okay. So it is on the city's burden to show that something happened, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't have any information here. I have a citation number and a violation of speed limit. The posted speed limit is something like 40. What's the charge, I guess? Or, yeah, maybe I should just let the thing begin. Are you denying my motion for disqualification?
Yes, you haven't. Well, for one thing, it's not timely, but also you haven't.
This is a bench trial, so what was I supposed to do ahead of time? Was I supposed to disqualify you ahead of time for prejudice?
Well, there would have needed to be made like a pretrial motion, right, to request a recusal. Is that what you're asking for?
I guess so, but is it unreasonable to ask for a disqualification for prejudice when I appear because I have no other...
Well, at the time of trial, right, we're
Oh,
here
okay.
now, so
Sure.
it's not necessarily a timely request, and you haven't provided also any basis, and I'm willing to...
Well, there's no
talk
basis for
through
the...
it.
I'm still waiting to hear what I did, so maybe we should
All right, so
begin
we'll go through
with...
the trial. Sure. Yep, okay, go ahead. Yep, will you both raise your right hand for me? Under penalty of perjury, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I'm Lieutenant Kyle Libra. I've been employed as a police officer for the Albany Police Department for over 11 years. Prior to my employment at APD, I was a reserve police officer for the Lebanon Police Department for 1 year. I'm currently assigned as patrol lieutenant in the operations division. Part of my duties is to review red light speed events captured at the intersection of North Albany Road and West Thornton Lake Drive, Northwest Albany in Benton County. North Albany Road is a public highway within the city limits of Albany. On April 23rd, 2025, I was on duty and reviewing events captured by the red light speed cameras at the previously mentioned intersection. I reviewed an event that occurred on April 18th, 2025 at approximately 10:24 in the morning.
Can you say the date again? Sorry.
In the video I reviewed, I observed a gray 2021 Honda CRV bearing Oregon license plates Nora Yellow David Charles traveling at northbound on North Albany Road. That section of road is a designated school zone and has clearly posted signs that indicate the speed limit through that area is 20 miles per hour from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on school days. April 18th, 2025 was a school day and North Albany Middle School was in session. In the video I observed, the Honda appeared to be traveling faster than the posted 20 mile per hour speed limit. I reviewed the radar reading of the Honda and it read 32 miles an hour. I ran the license plate through DMV and noted Logan Isaac was the registered owner. I reviewed the DMV photo of Mr. Isaac and believed he was the operator of the Honda I observed in the video and still photos captured during the event. Based on my review of the event, I authorize a citation be issued to Mr. Isaac for violation of posted speed limit, 32 miles per hour and a 12 mile per hour school zone.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Isaac, do you have any questions for Lieutenant Libra?
Where's the, I don't see any evidence other than testimony.
Is that a question?
It's a statement because I have no evidence of the allegation.
Lieutenant Libra, would you like to play the video and the still picture?
Absolutely.
Oh, you have? Great. Would you provide it to me?
It'll be played right here.
So you won't provide it to me, you'll just make it appear. Okay. This is a court of law.
And you can narrate it if you want, Lieutenant Libra, just so Mr. Isaac is aware of what the intersection is.
Sure. So this intersection is in the school zone and it's 20 miles per hour. We are watching 6 seconds before the violation and we will watch 6 seconds after the violation.
I'm sorry, that doesn't add up. I don't see a speed limit sign. There's a green light. What is it that you allege I've done wrong?
Speed limit sign is prior to this intersection.
So the video doesn't really help us, does it? It shows me going through a green light. It's rather uneventful. There's another one, probably going the same speed. So where's the evidence of a crime violation?
Okay, so we can look at the still pictures really quick. We'll just make sure we have an opportunity to view all of the.
Yeah. Again, I don't see what. Saw that.
So at the top there is the posted speed limit, which shows 20 miles per hour.
Where is that?
Your
You're
radar
going to have to
speed,
direct my attention to it.
shows to be 32 miles per hour on North Albany Road and west of the lake.
I don't see a speed limit sign. Preponderance of evidence, innocent until proven guilty, requires some attempt at your disposal, Lieutenant.
View of the driver and the.
Oh no, that looks like mine car, yeah.
I just wanna
Where's
make
the
sure
speed
you're
limit
able to
sign?
see everything that we've got.
No, I've seen everything that you've shown me and there still is no evidence.
To view on this though.
I've asked for evidence of a speeding violation and I still don't see it.
All right. Any other well, I guess you can answer that question. This is a question for.
I've asked,
Okay.
where's the speed limit sign? I don't believe you that it's 20 miles an hour.
It's previous to these videos.
Where? Let me see.
It's posted. It's not in that video.
How am I supposed to believe you? I don't see it on the video that you just showed me, but you're still claiming that it's a 20 mile per hour zone. Do you live nearby? Because I do.
Yeah. Do you live at 21 or 2?
Do you need to air out my personal address? Have I rebutted that it's true information? Or are you avoiding my question?
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
Well, we're in a court of law, so you kind of have to.
I don't, actually.
I would prefer you
Do you have
not
any
read
further
my,
questions?
excuse me.
Do you have any other questions?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Are they relevant?
Yes,
Okay.
they are relevant.
Okay.
I prefer my personal address not be read aloud in court. That seemed like retaliation for your,
This is
however
a
you,
court,
excuse me. It's a court, right? Is that a false statement? This is a court?
Okay. Not relevant. Do you
It
have
is
questions
relevant.
regarding the traffic violation?
He hasn't answered my initial questions.
Okay. So I think the question was, where is the speed sign located? Is that
A
right?
crime is alleged to have occurred. There's no evidence of it. And I don't even possess a statement or a summons to that same effect.
Okay.
I am innocent until proven guilty.
Okay. Anything further, Lieutenant Libra? Okay. Would you like to present your own evidence and testimony?
I don't have any evidence. The city has provided no evidence of anything that has occurred in violation of any law or code.
Any testimony that you would like to present?
Yeah, even if true, this court is in violation of due process and equal protection clauses of my rights. Not only if there is such a sign, it sounds by a number of testimonies that I've heard today that it's impermissibly vague. It does not indicate to drivers going up to 40 miles an hour, I believe, or 35, to stop and figure out which school is in session, which is not. That the law of our land, which is inescapable, even in a court of record, is very clear that there is a burden upon the city to make a reasonable person reasonably aware when they're in violation of some ordinance, which the city has not done. Here in this trial, no evidence has been presented at all in which any reasonable person could legitimately claim that a violation has occurred. Secondly, Your Honor, you are a member of a class that is made separate from other members. You, in an earlier case or something, said that you have, I'll just go off memory. You said you have children at one of those schools. You don't have to answer if that's right or wrong. If you know that school is in session, that doesn't mean that every other innocent until proven guilty person is supposed to know. That's private knowledge. Private knowledge is not publicly enforceable. If you're hiding behind something, evidence that is not presented, a sign that is not here, an abundance of witnesses that are claiming to the same, many of whom, at least two of whom, you've in open court accused of perjury with no evidence. So I take offense at the fact that I've taken time out of my day to try and meet the city where it's at, and the city has made almost no actual reasonable attempt to allege that a crime has occurred other than to just send me a piece of paper and try and collect my money. We don't have a system of bought and paid for justice. I also know he's mentioned, I do have one more question. Jurisdictionally, Benton County, that's Sheriff's Department. How does the jurisdiction operate between county and city?
North Albany Road and West Thornton Lake Drive are within the city limits of Albany.
So it's jurisdiction. So the sheriff would not have jurisdiction until somebody leaves the city limits.
Correct.
Okay. That being said, I cannot justify violating my own federal rights and state rights to violate the preponderance of the evidentiary standard to even justify my appearance here any longer. As no evidence has been presented, I will be leaving this court because I possess no evidence that any violation has occurred. I am aware that I have another trial on the 31st at 11 o'clock, one of which I was told by Your Honor was dismissed, and yet I'm still supposed to be appearing because it has not been dismissed, which appears retaliatory. So, that being said, I don't know if I should even stay for questions because this has not been a justifiable taking of my time. Out of respect, I'll stay and ask if there are any questions, but this is not shown itself to be a legitimate court of law.
Well, let's talk about, I've had an everybody come in. Let's talk about Thursday.
I'll be here Thursday for that. I will not be paying money to a city when no violation has been proven to occur. If this is a court of law, and we are bound by evidentiary standards and procedures, no, that's not good enough for a court of law.